Welcome back to the next video in this tutorial series. This is part 6 of the tutorial series, and in this video we'll be adding random level selection into the game. We will be choosing a random level each time the game resets. So let's begin. To get started, we're going to be importing brand new levels. So we're going to move the main menu to the top. This part is important. Just delete this old backdrop and the plain level if you added them. And what you'll do is, in the link in the description would be the two other levels, level 2 and level 3. You can just import the both of them and make sure they're in the right order. Now, what we'll do is go to the player. We'll go to the round display and go to the code, and we're going to create a block, or not a brand new block, but just use an old block, and we're going to use the switch backdrop block, and we're going to use the operators and select random 2 and 4, and we're going to do this right before we switch or display if the player wins. So we can just put this right here, but duplicate one more, and we're going to put this next one in the backdrop. And in the backdrop, instead of switching the backdrop to level 1, we'll remove this and choose a random backdrop. And that's all we need for the random level selection. And if we play the game and just randomly select levels, we'll find out that only for the first level the placement is right, but in this level the player could barely even get out of their little position. This is because we haven't set up different positions for each level. So the more levels you have, the more different positions you're going to have to create, but it doesn't take that long. So what we'll do is, I have already found out the position that's most optimal for the levels that are pre-created. So we'll go to our player 1 think first, and everywhere that has the go to direction block, we're going to add this block of code that we're going to create right now. And we're going to go to control and bring in 3 if statements. And with these if statements, we're going to go to operators and select 3 equals to operator blocks, and we're going to say if the backdrop number equals to 2, 3, or 4, and we can put these all here. And if that's the case for any of them, then what we'll do is, for our first level, we're going to just bring in this old go to, but now we have 2 other levels, so we'll just use go to, and for level 2 we're going to be using negative 210 and 139, and then we'll use negative 118, or actually negative 188 and negative 11. And then we'll duplicate this, and everywhere where we have the go to block, we'll just place this there. So we can just go to over here in this go to, remove this old one and bring in this code, and we can duplicate it one more time, not add a comment but duplicate it, and just remove this old stuff and bring in the new one. So there we go. Now player 1 should be sorted. It's just player 2 that needs this new adjustment. And for player 2, we'll do the same thing. So we can actually probably drag this in, but just make the little adjustments of removing the go to blocks and add this go to block. And all we'll do is add this here and then bring in 2 more go to blocks, and the second one will be 191, 64, and then this one should be 197.56. And this code will only work if you have level 1, 2, and 3 as 2, 3, and 4. If you scramble them up, make sure to align them properly. And then we'll go to the player 2 tank code again, and then just duplicate this twice, and then just put these in each of the blocks. So we can put this right here, and place it here. And before we test this, what we're going to do is go to this block right here where we have the bullet timer, and get rid of this go to block. We don't need it, and do the same here. And now we should have random level selection working just fine. So we can shoot the other player, and that should start the brand new level. And we can try out all the different levels in the game. And the only thing we need to do is, in a case where the player does not move, their old X will not be updated. So what we can do to combat that is, first we can do this for our player 1 tank, is go to the old player 1, and each time we have a round 1, we'll just set this to set them right after we've put them in the correct direction. And we can do the same for this. We'll duplicate this. Oh, this should not be here, this set old X and set old Y, because we have it here. So we can delete this completely. This was not supposed to be here, but we just put this here and put this here. Okay, so that's all. And the final thing we need to do is simply this block right here. Instead of it being in the when flag is clicked, we should move it under the when I receive play. And we do the same thing here. We go to when flag is clicked, remove it, and put it in the when I receive play. And then we'll also have wait a few seconds, so we'll have it wait 1 second. So we'll have it wait 1 second before showing, and we can do the same for the tank. So we'll go to when I receive play, and we'll wait 1 second before we actually update its position. And there we go. That will just spawn in the tanks in the proper position when the play button is first clicked, and this will make the positioning for the tanks perfect. And the final thing we need to do, just a bug that ended up in the game, or something we forgot to do, is we want to set the player 1 wins and also the player 2 wins to 0 when flag is clicked. And yeah, that's it for this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like and smash the subscribe button so you don't miss the next video. We'll be adding power-ups to the game. The final video will be the last one for this tutorial series. So make sure to turn on post notifications so you don't miss it. Goodbye.